What is going on, guys? My name is Nick, and today we're going to be going over Facebook ads for 2023. Facebook is always changing the platform, always changing the buttons and text. So today, this is going to be a quick, detailed guide on how to get started on Facebook ads, how to create your campaigns, ad sets, and ads, so you can get your ads up and running for your business. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, since I know time is money, let's jump right into it. I'll keep this short, simple, and sweet. So the first thing that we want to do is go to business.facebook.com/ads manager to access this ads page. This is assuming that you already have your business page set up and your ads account set up. If not, I'll go through an in-depth video. This is just, keeping it short and sweet. If you can't find it through the link in the description, you can also find it through your All Tools tab and hit Ads Manager right here. Or you can scroll down under Advertise and you can hit Ads Manager, and this will also show you this page. But yeah, once we get to this page, we're going to want to hit the create button. Now, when we hit the create button, Facebook gives us 6 options for our campaign objective. Now, I wouldn't recommend using anything but leads and sales, because these are the top 2 things that we want to do for a business, is generate leads or generate sales. If we're not doing one of those, then we're not making money. Unless your business model is different, send me an email, let me know how to make money. But for my business, I usually do leads. Click that, and then once I hit that, you can hit this drop down button here just to keep things more organized. You can name the campaign. For this, I'll just put test camp 1. We're going to create an ad set, so ad set test 1 and ad test 1. Once these are named, we're going to hit continue and move on. So you're going to wait for it to load, and if it doesn't load or if something glitches out, just refresh your page. Facebook gets a little glitchy sometimes. That's perfectly fine. So moving on, we get asked our first question. Are there any, you have to declare special categories that you're running ads for. So if your ad revolves around credit, employment, housing, or social issues, or politics, you'll need to let Facebook know. Otherwise, your Facebook account can get restricted, and getting that unrestricted is a pain. Facebook can take weeks to months to unlock your account, and it may never unlock your account depending on, who's working behind the computer and if they really want to unlock your account or not. So moving on, the next thing we have here is auction. You can't really change anything here because we're, auctioning against other ads on the platform. So the buying type is auction. Our campaign objective, you can change it here again. As I said before, we'll just keep it for leads. And then show more options. You can see that here you can set a spending limit for your campaign. So if you check that, we can set a limit of $100 or however many dollars that we want to spend. Keep in mind that you can't go below 100 for the US currency, because this is just a campaign spending limit. If you don't want to spend more than, $5 to $10, I can show you where to do that later in the video. But yeah, if you want to add a whole campaign spending limit, this is where you would do it. I'll just uncheck this box and hide the option. Our next option is an A/B test. An A/B test is basically testing one ad versus another ad and seeing which one does better depending on what you changed on the ad. So if you want to create an A/B test, you can always flip this on. And once you publish this ad that we're doing right now, Facebook will give you an option to publish another ad and change a little bit of things and then republish it again. However, I have a better way of testing A/B ads against each other, so you can just toggle this off and watch my other video that I'll post about how to make tests against ads in Facebook. And our last option here is our advantage campaign budget option. Basically, this tells Facebook how much money you want to put towards the ad and how it can optimize the ad for you. So we have 2 options here, a daily budget and a lifetime budget. As you can tell, it's pretty self-explanatory. A daily budget, how much money you want to put towards the ad in that day. For new, advertisers that are just dipping their toes in, I would recommend $5 or $10 a day, depending on, your advertising budget. Or you can set a lifetime budget, and basically throughout the whole lifetime of the campaign, it won't spend more than that much amount of money. So it can spend $700 in, let's say, 1 week, maybe months, maybe even 2-3 days. So I usually just do daily budget just so we can keep, the ads running for longer and keep the costs low. So our campaign bid strategy, I would recommend for new advertisers, stick with the highest volume. You get the most result for your budget. Facebook tells us that. So these other 2, they are useful, but only in certain situations. And if you're a professional advertiser, I will go over what these options do in a more in-depth tutorial that I post on my channel, so stick around if you want to watch that. But yeah, I would just stick with highest volume to get the most bang for your buck. Show more options here. You can, add scheduling. Obviously, it's grayed out because it's only available with lifetime budgets. So if you change this to lifetime budget, then you can edit when you want to run your ads. So we'll just uncheck that and go back to daily budget. And we'll click on next. So this brings us to our ad set. And an ad set is basically where we target our demographics and how we want our ad to but how we want it to pop up when someone interacts with our ad. So when we get to the ad set tab, we have a couple of options here. The first one is conversion. What do we want to happen when someone interacts with our ad? Preferably, I would just want them to go to my website, either make the sale, do my lead form there, or whatever it may be on my website. You can also click instant forms. And when you click instant forms, you got to accept the lead's terms for this page. It'll tell you how to do that. And you actually set up the instant forms later, but I'll make another video on that. For now, we'll just do website. And it gives you a pixel. Basically, a pixel is something that Facebook gives to track how their users are interacting with your website. So you'll need to install this on your website. You may need some coding experience, or you may have a Shopify store which already links with the Facebook ads platform, and you can just follow the steps that they provide you. But a pixel is very helpful to track how users are interacting with your website, and it gives Facebook more of a chance to optimize your budget and optimize your ads for people that actually want to buy your product. The next option here is our dynamic creative. So if you toggle this on, it gives you, a short description of what it does. So it's just putting in images in different headlines, and then Facebook uses those and combines them and creates their own ad and makes different variations of them based on your audience and what they think your audience will like. I usually keep this one off just because, Facebook, it's just still a computer. It may not know advertising as well as we do, so I keep it off. The next option here is the optimization for ad delivery. I recommend for starters and beginners, just stick with conversions. That's what we want. We're not really looking for landing page views or link clicks or impressions. Unless you are, then go for it. But for new starter businesses and just people looking to get the most bang for their buck, stick with conversions. And here you can't click this cost per results goal because we haven't clicked it before, but don't worry about that. So here we have a show more options. So attribution settings, I would just leave it at 7-day click or 1-day view. This basically just tells Facebook we want someone to convert within a 7-day click or viewing the ad within 1 day. You can mess around with these, but I usually just like to keep it at 7-day click or 1-day view, just because that's what's worked the best for me. And then when we get charged, usually impressions, you can't really change this one unless you change your bid strategy for the campaign. So you can just leave this one for impressions. The next option we have is budget and schedule. So you can choose a start date for when you want your ads to start. You may want to create it now, but you want it to start on February 14th. Let's say you're, doing Valentine's sales or something. So you want to change it, start date, and you can put the time to whatever you want. And then you can also set an end date for when you want the ad to end. If you click the more options, you can also add an ad spending limit here to what's the daily minimum and the daily maximum that you want to spend on your ad. So up to your advertising budgets, that's where you set it. Continuing on, this is where we create our audiences. So I'll show you guys how to create a custom audience in another video, but this is just pretty self-explanatory. Here, if we exit United States, gives us a whole map, and then we can search locations that we want to target people in. So let's say we want to target people in Texas. Texas would come up, and then we click Texas. And then we can see we're targeting about 20 to 23 million people. Now, here is a very important button that most people miss, and it says people living in or recently in this location. If you're a Texas-based business, let's say a real estate agent, you don't really care about people who recently were in Texas. You really care about people only living in Texas. So we would click people living in this location only. We don't want people who are recently in this location or traveling to this location if you're a real estate agent. But if your business model doesn't care about, if they pass through, then keep it on this. But for now, if you're a real estate agent or, a Texas-based business, you're going to want to only target people living in Texas. So we would click that, and as you can see, it went down immediately by a couple million. Here we can change our age range depending on our business model and, age range. And then here we can edit our gender, man or woman, and then detailed targeting. You can browse under demographics, interests, and behaviors, or you can just type something like, let's say, paint. And we can target people who like visual art paint, body painting, paint brushes, and, just you can find and you can see the size and just the description of what Facebook gives us of who we want to target. And then we can also exclude people. So exclude people who like dogs or cats. So if you're a cat business, you don't want people who have dogs. So you can exclude them there. And here you can edit people who speak a certain language, English. We'll just keep it at English because, we're an English-based business. And then you can also save this audience and use it for later. And our last option here is advantage placements, which is recommended by Facebook. Facebook basically uses their software and platform to optimize your campaign as best as it can. So I would recommend keeping it on advantage placements. If you do manual placements, you can choose where you want your ad to be shown and seen. So here we can see that your ad will be shown on the feeds, stories and reels, in-stream ads and search. Keep going down, in articles and apps and websites. I just recommend doing the recommended advantage placements. Facebook usually knows where to place your ads and it does a pretty good job at it. Here, if you click more options, it just, gives you more about your brand safety, inventory filter, block list. You can mess around with this if you want. Most people don't even open this option because it doesn't affect them. And yeah, we'll just hit next and we'll come to creating our ad. So here is the last step of creating your ad, which is the visual. The first thing I like to do is flip this switch on so I can have an ad preview of what my ad is going to look like. Now, here is my Facebook page and my Instagram account for my business. And this is basically where you'll pick which, page you want to promote. Next up, we have an ad setup. So you can create a new ad. You can use an existing post, or you can use their mockup that Facebook allows to make your ad. So we're just going to create an ad and we're going to manually upload our images and videos. And here we can choose our formats. So do we want a single image or video, a carousel, collection, whatever it may be. And then here, it's just an option, multi-advertiser ad. So it says help people discover your products when they show commercial intent or in a shopping mindset. So I don't know how Facebook does it, but apparently they know when you're in a shopping mindset. So you can leave this on if you're trying to make sales. Next is our ad creative. So here's where we can add our media or videos to our ad. So I'll show you how this looks. I think I have some videos in here. Perfect. So I have this video that I want to add. I'll click it and I'll hit next. And then here's where it shows me how it's going to look on different platforms. So this ad may not show up certain placements you've selected or maybe automatically cropped. So I usually just leave it on original, or I crop it or replace it for this type of platform. But if it looks good, you just click done. And then you can see our ad preview here on the side. So here, our primary text, you'll just fill out, you'll tell people what your ad is about. You can also add multiple of these text options. So Facebook can tell, oh, maybe this person that's interacting with your brand is going to resonate more with a different text option. So, and then you can also add a different headline, and you can also add just one description. And then you can optimize the text per person. So this feature allows your ad, to improve its performance depending on if they think a person will resonate with different, text or different words. You can toggle this on and it will optimize the text per person. And here's your call to action. So if you want people to learn more about your business or subscribe or sign up, you'll just pick which call to action you want, and you can see it changes over here. And then here, since we picked website earlier, you'll just want to put your website URL that you want to send them to. Make sure this is correct. Otherwise, you'll be sending people to a different website and you're paying for it. And then URL parameter, don't worry about that. That's if you're a new advertiser. Even if you're an old advertiser, you don't need to worry about that. Display link, this is just the link that you want to show on your ad. So let's say your website URL is really long and really wordy. Maybe you just want to display a link that says shop now. So you'd put that in there. And then here is a call extension on your website. If they ever go, you can toggle it on or off just to show people your number if you want them to call you. This instant experience and Facebook event we'll just leave unchecked because we're sending people to our website. And here you can actually translate your text into different languages if you have people that are outside of the English language. And finally is our tracking. So if we have our pixel installed, we would want to track it here under website events. I'll go over this in another video. But yeah, that's about it. That's how you set up your Facebook ads. And once you're done and you like what you see, then all you would do is hit publish and it would go into review mode. And then you would wait for Facebook to review it. So yeah, guys, that was all. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, see you guys in the next one.